Hi, everybody. At the beginning of the school year, we talked about algebraic proofs, and we were introduced to things like addition property, subtraction property, symmetric property. Well, now that we are in Unit 2, we are going to build on that and go into more geometric proofs. So we're going to introduce a few new concepts today, and I'm going to show you a couple of proofs, and then you'll go through and practice these in your homework. So again, when we start our proofs, we have two columns. One says statements, that's where all of our math work is going to happen. And one says justifications, and that's where all of our words really are going to happen. So the first thing we always write is our given. So step one, we're going to copy down everything that the given says. B is between, and you can use shortened language like BTWN for between. A and C. It also tells us that AB is equal to 3x, BC is equal to 2x plus 10, and AC is equal to 6x minus 40. Now we match that with our justification that says given. It's telling us that we used every piece of information that was given to us. Now we're going to work our way down, and our goal is to get to that our last statement says x equals 50. So in my opinion, the best way to start this is to draw a picture of the situation so you have an idea of what's happening. So I'm going to draw a little line segment. I have A and C with some point B on here as well. And it tells us that BC is 2x plus 10, AB is 3x, and the whole thing is in a weird place. The whole thing is 6x minus 40. So I'm thinking, what have I learned about geometry? What can I say about this? And this is going to be a new piece of information for you. My next step, because I'm dealing with a line segment with two parts and a whole, is to utilize the segment addition postulate. We've talked about the segment addition postulate. We learned about that in Unit 1. And that told us part plus part equals whole. And we're actually going to use that here in our proof. Now it's going to be segment addition postulate, and I don't have to write the entire word postulate. I'm just going to use post or P-O-S-T, post, so I don't have to write the whole word out. So again, just like we shorten property, you can shorten the word postulate. Now segment addition postulate told us part plus part equals whole, and I'm going to use my segments names to do that. So AB plus BC equals the whole BC. Now I need to figure out how to get all of the math information in there. And so I'm going to use the substitution property. We talked about the substitution property before. We're going to take all those pieces and substitute them in. So AB was 3x plus BC was 2x plus 10, and AC, there we go, is equal to 6x minus 40. So we used substitution property to put all of that information into our proof. Now we solve this like we would with our algebraic proofs that we did at the beginning of the year. Combine like terms, solve for x, make sure our last statement matches the provided proof. So the first thing I'm going to do is combine like terms, and when we do that with proofs, we call that simplify. And I'm going to look at the things on the left-hand side of my equation that I can combine together, which would be that 3x and 2x. So that gives me 5x plus 10 equals 6x minus 40. And now I'm going to go through the steps of trying to get x by itself. And you can choose to do this one way or another. You might move your x to the left or to the right. And so your steps might look a little different than mine from here on out, and that's okay. So I'm going to subtract my 5x and move it to the other side. And so I have 10 equals x minus 40. and I used subtraction property. And then I'm going to add the 40 to both sides. So addition property. And so 40 plus 10 gives me 50 equals x. Now, I need to double check with my proof statement that's given to me above. It has the x on the left-hand side. So my last statement needs to have the x on the left-hand side as well. And what is our justification for switching sides? Remember that switch happens with symmetric property. I saw in the past that some of y'all would end things with prove. That is not something we do. So your last justification is just the last justification that you needed for your last statement. So this one made out to be 7 steps. Yours might have been 6 if you did something slightly different after we simplified, and that's okay. On your homework, there's going to be opportunities for you to go in a slightly different direction, and I always take that into account and just read through and make sure it follows and makes sense. So that is segment addition postulate. Next, we are going to look over the angle addition postulate.